What's good with the YouTube fight fans all over the world? It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it. Real Talk Boxing. It is a privilege and an honor and a major blessing to be back with you beautiful people. Yet again, I was asked a question today. Real talk. Is Tyson Fury the best in the heavyweight division? Good question. Makes for a good topic. I'm going to give you my answer right now, and then I'm going to explain why my answer is what it is. No. Do I think he could be? Yes. Do I think he's on his way? Yes. Definitely. Most definitely. But if you ain't undisputed, in my book, you're not top dog. You're not number one. You're not at the pinnacle. Undisputed to me says it all. That warrants the title of top dog. And Tyson Fury only has the WBC. Okay? Now, we know who has the rest of the belts. We know who's unified. Usyk. But you got to get through Usyk to become undisputed. But before you get to Usyk, you have other fighters that you potentially will have to fight. Now, I think the whole Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, that's over with and done. We now understand that Tyson Fury is the better fighter. Of course. Now, what's next? You got Dillian White. You got Anthony Joshua. And you got a handful of other heavyweights who wants to crack at that WBC. But honestly, the only other heavyweight I see Tyson Fury even wanting to fight, other than Usyk, is AJ. And I wouldn't even, look over the fact that Tyson Fury probably wants AJ next. He's a way easier fight than Usyk, in my opinion. But AJ wants his rematch. He wants his rematch. Okay, you can sit back and wait on that rematch and pray and hope that AJ wins, because I feel, and I believe Tyson Fury feels, like AJ would be an easier fight than Usyk. Usyk is dangerous for any heavyweight. And he's arguably, some people may say, the top heavyweight of the division as well. But we could talk about Dillian White. A man who you said you will give a chance, and then you say you wouldn't. Then you say you would. Then you say you wouldn't. Which one is it? Now, do I think Tyson Fury would beat Dillian White? Yeah, I do. Do I think Dillian White has a chance of knocking Tyson Fury out? Quite possible. More so, Tyson Fury beating Dillian White, in my opinion. Now, do I think Tyson Fury can beat AJ? Yeah, I do. And here's why. Because AJ isn't as technically sound. Even though Tyson Fury didn't look as technically sound as he usually does against Deontay Wilder, who is arguably the worst technically sound top heavyweight out there. Deontay Wilder did knock him down twice, did catch him with a lot of shots. But Tyson Fury didn't look that good, even though it was one of the most entertaining heavyweight fights ever in my book. There was a lot of sloppiness going on, a whole bunch. But they had a long layoff, and that took a toll on both fighters. Okay? But I think he's more technically sound than Anthony Joshua, who got a later start in his boxing career, than Tyson Fury, who's very big, very stiff, very mechanical. But he's a good big guy, good big fighter. And he's said that he would fight AJ. He's called AJ out. You big useless dosser. You crap house. You CrossFit build guy, you dosser. I'll be, if you last 3 rounds with me, I will quit at my corner. That's what Tyson Fury says. But I think he would beat Anthony Joshua, not only because of the lack of technique and the experience that Tyson Fury has. I don't know if Anthony Joshua is willing to go the extra mile. Now, granted, Anthony Joshua came back from a beatdown, a bad knockout defeat, or he quit against Ruiz in the first fight. Basically, he quit. All right? And he came back and he beat Ruiz. Now, who's to say he won't come back and beat Usyk? Now, I don't think that's going to happen, in my honest opinion. I think Usyk is just too technical for him. Too much ring generalship. Just too elusive. A great, masterful boxer. Smaller guy, not a one-punch knockout ability. But I think if they fight again next, Usyk will win that fight. That's what I think. So if Tyson Fury handles his business in his next fight, if it's not AJ or if it's not Usyk, excuse me, which is more than likely it won't be because AJ, he's going to exercise that rematch. Who is he going to fight? He has choices. He could fight Andy. He could fight King Kong. If he's smart, he'd fight King Kong. He could fight Dillian White. I wouldn't fight Dillian White next. Too much of a risk, in my opinion, before you get to that number one top dog, undisputed fight that you could possibly win. But out of all of these heavyweights, the biggest threat is Alexander Usyk. Hands down, point blank period, in my opinion. I think Tyson Fury stands a great chance at beating all the other heavyweights. But Usyk, that's 50-50. And in my heart of hearts, I think it's going to be a chess match. I think it'll be a little bit boring. I've explained that. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's fireworks. I hope it's exciting. But I think in the near future, they're going to face off. But until Tyson Fury has all the straps, undisputed, in my opinion, he is not the top in the heavyweight division. Do you agree? Do you not? Comment down below. Let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all. Fear none. God bless. Till the next time, Real Talk Boxing. I'm up and I'm out of here. Click, click. Boom.